couple good things. One is the 50,000 crore National Science Foundation thing. I think it's a good start. We are woefully under invested when it comes to innovation. We can keep talking about being the next innovation hub for the world, but if we don't put significant resources, this is just not going to happen, right? So we have to move up that value chain, and we have done well when it comes to the outsourcing world. We have done well when it comes to building the kind of the mainstream consumption and B2B businesses within India. But when you build from India IP to the rest of the world, the IP has to be developed first. IP commercialization mechanisms have to be built. So I think there is some starting point that's required, and I think this 50,000 crores is a good starting point. The other interesting thing is the healthcare push. I think that 50-60,000 crores, again, digitally enabling that opportunity could be a good one for startups. So whether it's the unified information portal or these health labs for healthcare startups have had a tough time in this country. It's not been easy for them. So I'm hoping that some of this domestic flip that has been given by the government will improve, and some of the MSME thing also should create some downstream opportunities, not for the large kind of startups, but the smaller startups that are going to be part of the MSME ecosystem. And finally, good news on the insurance cap increase. That has been a long time in the making. 74%. Of course, we all have in our portfolios insurance tech companies, and this is welcome news. So it will definitely improve the pool of investors. And insurance, I think, is one of our financial sectors within the country, again, where there is very low penetration, big headroom. So if you want to create large investment opportunities for global pools of funds, I think this is a good one. So I think strategically that's a good one. And finally, infrastructure. I think infrastructure, while yes, it looks really long term, but I think there was a gap that had to be covered, partially covered in the last few years. But still, I think it's a bold move to say that we are not going to hold back on what infrastructure is required to make this country have the right underlying foundation to be livable and have the quality of life for its citizens. I think both are important.
Yeah. Last, Prashant, and I know how strongly you are advocating, because the last conversation we had was on agri-tech startups.
Yes,
do you think that the budget has enough? And
yes, I think they have. Of course, the current agri laws are a little bit of a limbo, but I think it is a state subject. So we are seeing states like Karnataka, for example, being ahead in some of this, and they had laws which were even pre this central legislation. So I think you can't hold back this agri-tech revolution that's happening. I mean, some of these things, once you set them in motion, I think the market economics take over, and maybe in pockets, few people will not see value, but I think the majority of them will see value. And I think it is going to be, in my opinion, a really a good golden patch for agri-tech startups. No, nothing in this budget kind of changes my view on that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prashant. Thanks.